Alright, today we're looking at my new Gradius III board. The infamous, super difficult, pain in the ass Gradius III. One of those games that, I don't know, you have to be a masochist to enjoy, I suppose, and I love every minute of it. Kind of interesting just to take a look at the board, simply because, well, this came out in '89, and Gradius II, '88. So in '88 we have this giant, massive, triple PCB beast, and then 1 year later we're down to just a single board. Shows just how quickly technology got better. Always interesting stuff, in my opinion. This is actually probably the cheapest Gradius game to buy. There's just a lot of them out there. You just have to be patient. But because of that, I just got a pretty cheap one. So, you know, the art here is copies, not an original. Which I prefer originals, but well, I got a really, really good deal on this game. So, for that reason, I said, why not? The Series 2 is definitely my favorite, and that I have the original art and everything, which is enough to make me happy. But now with this board, I've got Gradius 2, 3, and 4. All I need now is the original, which is by far the hardest and rarest and most expensive Gradius game out there. Well, truth be told, I'll probably settle for a Nemesis board, which is the same game with just a different title, but the technology's a little different, and it's far cheaper, though still very expensive. But the hunt is always the fun part. Alright, intro's finishing up. Alright, Big Viper, kick some ass. Edit mode, of course. Normal, vertical, ripple. Normal options, because the S options just confuse me. Reduce, and life sacrifice, because extra lives in this game are completely useless. Pretty much, if you die, you might as well just start it again. It's got a very nice soundtrack. It's kind of different from the previous games, but it's still good. And I much prefer the original version here as opposed to that silly SNES sized version that most people know. It's kind of interesting, though, because the arcade game here is one of the hardest games out there. But then the SNES port that most people are familiar with is actually probably the easiest Gradius in the entire series. Interesting contrast. Come on, you stupid homing cannons. You have a right to actually hit you. I got one of them. Slow down, too many crappy sand lines. The infamous sand lines of Doom. So infamous that they completely took them out of the SNES version. Honestly, they're not that bad. You just have to learn what their attack pattern is, because they're that was a close shot. Thank goodness for that slowdown. Alright. Level 1 boss is pretty simple. But yeah, if you're used to the SNES version, you'll notice quite a few differences. The number one thing is difficulty, but I don't think these spiderweb things were in the port. Of course, for most people, I just recommend playing the PS2 port, as it's, well, pretty much perfect, and you have the option of turning off the slowdown. There's also the PSP port as well, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of forcing games into widescreen that were never in widescreen originally. Kind of, I don't know. What's the point of a perfect port if you're going to mess around with the aspect ratio? Alright, now for everybody's favorite, the bubble stage of Doom. Can I pull it off? Will I die? I honestly couldn't tell you. I'll have to find out. It's kind of pathetic, though, that, you know, you got the big Viper here, greatest ship in the galaxy, and a tiny, crappy bubble of, well, just air is all it takes to bring him down. This is also when the game starts putting the little auto-killing things after you. See, in Gradius II, at least, you had they had the option eaters thing that would come out and take your options away. This game, though, instead of doing that, they're just like, ah, screw it. And they send little guys off from the left of the screen to chase you down in the back and shoot you. No mercy. See? There they are. And they're just going to keep coming every, like, I don't know, 20 seconds or so throughout this entire stage. I mean, if you're weaker in power-ups, they actually come less often, or not at all if you die, but, crap. Well, honestly, oh, that was stupid. I'm pretty much screwed now on this level, which is what makes this game so kind of instantly hard. Oh, not what I totally want to do. Oh, I'm so screwed. That's okay. I was hoping to at least get through this stage. I usually can. But that's what I get for filming and playing it once. This is one game I probably will never ever beat, because, I mean, it's basically an hour-long game, no mistakes allowed, and no continues either, so yeah, in some ways it's kind of the ultimate rememberizer. People complain about games like R-Type, but this one's not so different. Yeah, if you'll notice, the screen is a bit overscanned. Something I need to go into the TV settings to change, but I'm kind of lazy. But that's alright. Anyway, another legendary game hunted down. Yeah, it's like 2 in the morning here now, so good night, everyone.